Praise the Lord, everybody. This is Dr. Karen Anderson Hardaway coming to you live. Just getting out of church. Had to preach today, so don't mind the mascara and the eyeshadow. Just I was crying and blessing the Lord and doing all those good things in the house of worship on today. So I hope everybody is doing well. And I just want to, pause for a minute to say thank you to all of the subscribers, to all of those who, have found their way to stop by and listen to words of encouragement that I have posted, and even new words of encouragement that I am posting going forward. So I'm so grateful and I'm so honored for you because you didn't have to stop by. So just know that you are blessed, and I am so ever grateful for you. But this morning I preached a sermon coming from Psalm 139 verses 1 through 10. Psalm 139 verses 1 through 10. David was saying that there is no place, I'm paraphrasing, David was saying that there is no place, that he would go that God didn't know. David says that if I go to the heavens, you are there. And if I go, to the depths of hell, even there you are. He said, there's not a word on my tongue that you don't even know, talking about, God. And he said, talking about the hand of God. Verse 10 was, where I rested upon, for the sermon today. David said, your God's hand, you lead me, you hold me, you guide me. And the topic of my sermon, or thought for the sermon today, was there's nothing like being in the grip of God's hand, or I'm in the grip of God's hand. I know that Allstate has a slogan that says you're in good hands with Allstate, but there's no hands, like God's hands. There's full coverage in God's hand. I'm talking about better coverage, supernatural coverage, being in the hand of God. And so I encourage you with that today, that no matter what you are going through, no matter what life is throwing at you, there is no place like being in the hand of God. And coming from someone who has been abused before, there are some hands that, yes, abuse you, some hands that hurt you, some hands that cause you pain, but there is nothing like being in the hands of God. Nothing like being in the grip of God's hand. God will never drop you, out of his hands. He will take special care of his people. So again, be reminded that there is no place like being in the grip of God's hand. Come on, read Psalm 139 verses 5 and even verse 10. Let that resonate within your spirit, that there is no place like the place of God's hand. Even being on the potter's wheel, as Jeremiah said, God has shaped us and molded us with his creativity. Come on, nothing like being in the grip of God's hand. Be encouraged.